Hey folks, just going to give you an update on what we're working on today out here at Frank's Holler. We are fixing to start demoing this deck. We partially started on it when we first moved in. There was a swimming pool here that was looked like it hadn't worked in 4 or 5 years, and we decided just to gut it. We're not really pool people, and we were trying to decide if we were going to refurbish this deck. The understructure was in pretty good shape, but all the boards on top that were exposed were in pretty rough shape. So we got a quote on that. I'm actually still waiting on one quote, but we've kind of talked ourselves into just getting rid of it, and we're going to bring some fill dirt in here and kind of fill in the backyard and put some of Dez's gardening stuff down here. So let me see if I can flip this around and show you exactly what's going on. So here's what it looks like. I mean, obviously you can see where we ripped out where the swimming pool was. This backyard's kind of awkward. You know, there's the back porch. It just kind of slopes off. Because we're down here in this holler, and obviously it keeps sloping off until you get over there. Actually, I don't know if you can see, but it looks like we're fixing to have a neighbor across the way over there. They started clearing trees yesterday with the bulldozer, so probably have a little more stuff in our view here before long. But anyway, like I said, we got a quote on this thing, and we were thinking about refurbishing it, but we've really kind of talked ourselves out of it at this point. The other thing is it's so close in proximity to the back porch. I mean, you really got the same view from right there. So, hate to spend a bunch of money on this thing just to have another, somewhat observation point or whatever you want to call it when we're probably not really going to use it, but once or twice a year if we have company. So, that's the route we're going. Fixing to break out the old trusty chainsaw and start working on that. Get the wood down, and then I'm going to have to chisel up and hammer up this fire pit. They built this fire pit in kind of awkward location actually, and it goes all the way to the ground. So I don't know, probably gonna have to get a hammer drill or sledgehammer or whatever to do that. But anyway, you can kind of see these boards are in rough shape. They're really rotten, especially up here on the front where the water stays on them from the sprinkler system. Actually, this is really gutted out and rotten right here. So looking forward to getting rid of all this. The other thing is there's actually hot electricity down here. This section is where the pump or the pool filter was, so that's still hot. And unfortunately, they just branched it off of the septic system over there, so it's only one feed coming out. There's a SO cord coming in under that far corner over there, and I don't really know where it goes, so I'm going to try to trace that back too. If not, we'll just have to cap it off and do something with that. But anyway, that's what we're working on, so got to go get the saw ready, and hopefully we'll be underway shortly. See ya.
this is where we're at after a full day of demo. We've gotten about 2/3 of the way done and are hoping to finish up tomorrow.
Sawzall got to work out today. So, yeah, we got about 2/3 done, like Dad said. Obviously got a big pile of wood. We started out, I was trying to take the screws out because I was going to burn all this wood and I didn't want the screws in it. So I started out doing that. Kind of looked like a lumberjack. Took my chainsaw and just cut around the runners where we could leave the screws in and have those separate. But after about 30 minutes of that, that was enough. So we said the hell with it and just started ripping stuff apart. So had the Sawzall, which worked pretty good. I also had the skill saw and my drill. Basically used everything I had that cuts wood on this. But anyway, we got most of it done today. We'll finish up tomorrow. We left the 4x4s, which, you know, after we got in here, this thing was in worse shape than we thought. You can really see up here, which we knew that was rotten. Kind of hard to see, but a lot of the runners that were going from this beam down here were rotten too. So the biggest problem we got is you can see this flex conduit right here coming out of the ground. That's the power that the guy was using for the pool. It kind of comes up here and goes under the concrete where the steps were. So I got to get to Home Depot or Lowe's and get something. I'm just going to cap it off right here. And you can see where it goes over there. I'm just going to shove it under the other side of the deck tonight in case it sprinkles or something. It's just liquid tight conduit. And that's hot. We know it's on the breaker, same breaker with the septic system, but unfortunately I don't know where the junction box is in the ground. So we were going to try to find it, but after seeing how deep it is and where it goes, we're just going to cap that off, and we'll know where it is right by the concrete in case we ever need to do anything. And I guess the last thing, once we get all this down, we're probably going to have to get a quote and maybe do a retaining wall. You can see they got like a 2x12 or whatever that is right there. So, and it's only got, well, you can see the 3-4 beams sticking up right now, so it does have the 4x4 sticking up, but you can see the retaining wall over there on the other side of the house. We're probably just going to pay somebody to come out here and match that, maybe just a row of 2 stones or something like that. I don't think anything's going to shift around. This house was built in 03, but I don't know. Don't really want to take a chance, so we'll see how expensive that is and maybe figure out what we're going to do there. For now, we're just going to leave it as is until we can get a quote, and then we'll rip this last piece up when they come out to do the wall. Anyway, I guess that's pretty much it for today. Sun up to sundown, so ready to have a bourbon and relax. See you tomorrow.
Good morning. It is day 2 of our deck demo. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. We've had breakfast and are about to get started. Dogs are playing. We're just gonna focus on this portion today. Clear off this is just a bunch of pool stuff that was here before we came, and move my compost and my planting station thing there. Funny story here. This, when I was out at the deer lease a couple of weeks ago, I didn't get a deer, but I found these wild onions, and I was like, well, that's a score. I didn't get a deer, but I got wild onions, and that's cool. I'll take them home and plant them. Well, in doing so, I noticed that they just really didn't have a smell. I mean, obviously everybody knows what onions smell like, and even if they're more on the garlicky side, there's still a really strong odor, and these just didn't have that. So thankfully, something told me to Google it, and when I did, I found out that these are a identical species that's actually poisonous. So those will be going in the trash. Luckily, we didn't lose a Frank's to figure that out, but anyway, those are garbage. And today we will just finish up on all of this, hopefully get all these posts chopped down, and then this all taken care of, and hopefully we can do something about that right there. But it goes all the way down to the ground, so It's probably pretty stout. I don't know how we're gonna attack that yet. I'll let Ron figure that out. He's coming now.
Hey folks, we just got through demoing the deck. This is day 2. We started yesterday, got about 3/4 of the way done, now finished up today. So as you can see, we got it all in a pile here. We pretty much cut everything up small enough where we can handle it. We're going to get a construction dumpster out here to haul all this stuff off. Originally we were going to burn it, but just too much. So took all day yesterday, most of the day today. Got through with that. We started on the fire pit there. You can see it looks a lot bigger now that you can see where it went down to the ground. We didn't really start demoing it today, but it's pretty loose. The mortar's pretty weak on it, so we kind of pecked at it a little bit. But anyway, that's pretty much it. We got to get some fill dirt in here. Oh, also we cut off there was a bunch of 4x4s obviously holding the deck up that we used a handyman jack and pull the ones out of the ground we could, and then the ones we couldn't we just cut off even with the ground, because obviously we're going to fill over this with dirt and not do anything. So that's pretty much it. On to phase 2. The last thing we got to do is the electrical up there. That's the electrical that was for the pool. I think we pointed it out yesterday, but there's just a liquid-tight conduit coming out of the ground. He had a outlet there, and we actually used that today where we could plug in 2 extension cords and run the Sawzall and the skill saw at the same time. So anyway, been a long 2 days, but worth it. Obviously we got to get rid of all this stuff, so hopefully we can get a dumpster out tomorrow or Tuesday, start loading it up, and we'll check back with you when we start phase 2 in a couple of weeks. Talk to you later. Bye.